Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Carissa Peters, and I am the market manager of our Shelton locations here within NSB. Our program today is an hour long with about 45 minutes of content. Please be sure to have your participants guide printed out along with a calculator and a pencil. Today, we're going to be creating a budget together. You will utilize the pages to take down any notes or questions that you may have. Let's get started. Today, we are going to understand what a budget consists of and the importance that it has on your finances now and in the future. Understand how to calculate income and expenses, learn how to create your own personal budget, and understand if your budget balances and how to make adjustments. Then we will learn how to put your budget to work for you to achieve your financial goals. Creating a budget. Budgeting and savings is easy if you have and use the right tools. Letting money slip through your fingers on a daily and weekly basis can and does happen often. In this program, you will learn how to monitor and control your spending habits so you maintain control of your hard-earned money. By recording all your income and expenses, you will be able to view your spending habits. This information is going to be very useful when setting your financial goals. There are several budgeting options you can explore: Excel spreadsheets, Google Forms, the 50-30-20 budget, and multiple online apps that help you structure your budget to meet your goals. Be aware that most apps have a monthly or annual fee. However, today we are going to explore the classic budget using the old-fashioned method of paper and pencil. The first steps to building a budget are pretty simple. Gather and list all of your income, bills, expenses, receipts, pay stubs, bank statements, depending on your style. They can be in electronic or paper form. You can keep track of your monthly income and expenditures as they happen by writing them on a notepad or placing the receipts in an envelope. The next step is to create a budget worksheet. You can use the template that we've provided on page 14. Excel spreadsheets, paper and pen, or even an app, whatever you're most comfortable with. Then we will record your income after taxes, also known as net income. For example, the net amount from your paycheck and any freelance income, such as earnings from tutoring, babysitting, cutting lawns, or even selling items online. You should also include any investment income and interest earned on your savings accounts. Next, we will list all expenses: your phone bill, insurance payments, gas, clothing, Starbucks, dining out, any hobbies that you may have, entertainment, maybe even monthly app fees. As you mature, so will your expenses, which can include rent, mortgage payments, auto loans, credit card payments, student loans, groceries, and utility bills. Last but not least, we will add up each set of figures. Then you will subtract the expense total from the income total to get a general picture of your financial health. If your income total is larger than your expense total, that's awesome. You have more money to save. If your expenses are greater than your income, don't despair, because you now have the opportunity to adjust your spending habits, which will help make you better financial decisions in order to meet your goals. The key is being aware, and as what they say is knowledge is power. Let's go a little deeper into your expenses and further categorize them into fixed, variable, and discretionary expenses. Fixed expenses, such as your car payment and maybe later in life, a rent or a mortgage, will remain the same from month to month. Variable expenses, such as gas, phone bills, auto insurance, These can typically be lowered. You can shop for the cheapest gas or limit your driving trips or select a cheaper phone plan or carrier. Discretionary expenses. These consist of wants rather than needs, and evaluating these expenses can provide the most opportunities for savings. For example, Starbucks, eating out, clothes, sneakers, hobbies. Let's practice what we're learning. Next, we're going to meet Jack and learn a little bit about his financial goals. Jack Swandon just started his first after-school job at the local Super Scoop ice cream shop. He is making $15 an hour. While he is in school, he will work 15 hours a week for the next 8 weeks. His boss asked if he could work up to 25 hours during school break over the summer, and he has agreed. His parents have asked him to contribute $65 a month towards his cell phone bill and to pay for his car insurance of $125 a month. In addition to his new job, Jack will continue to take care of the lawns for his 2 elderly neighbors. They each pay him $35 a week to cut the grass and for fall cleanup from May through November. Jack's financial goal is to save at least $250 a month until both of his jobs end in November. It's great to know what Jack's financial goals are and with Jack's part-time job providing him a steady income until November, it will be so much easier to prepare and stick to a budget. What could be Jack's motivation to save that kind of money? It could be to save a car, save for college, perhaps update the lawnmower that he's using, but we don't know for sure, but we do know he is starting off on the right foot. Now, let's take a look at what Jack's income looks like. This is an overview of what his income looks like. As you can see, it shows his lawn care income of $70 a week, and then his pay stub shows a breakdown of his hours worked, 15 hours for the week at $15 an hour. His gross income is $225. It also shows what taxes are taken out of his paycheck. Once you deduct the taxes from his gross income, you will then get his net figure. This is the figure that Jack gets to take home to put into his budget. Now we're going to take a look at some of his expenses. This is a breakdown of Jack's expenses. Car insurance is $125 a month. Cell phone is $65 a month. Gas for his car, approximately $32 a week. Starbucks, about $20 a week. And lunch that he gets out is about $40 a week. Now, don't forget, some of his expenses are weekly. So for this example, we will be multiplying these figures by 4. However, remember, not every month has exactly 4 weeks, so this is going to be a ballpark. Next, let's see what a sample budget sheet looks like and plug in some of Jack's figures. This is an example of the basic budgeting sheet that we will use to track Jack's financial health, and we can see if he's going to meet his financial goals. Let's take a few minutes and enter the data into your budget sheet located on page 6 and reference the income and expense sheets that are located on page 5 in your participant's guide. We can place Jack's income into the 2 boxes at the top of our budget. Box 1, we can use his monthly net income from Super Scoop ice cream, which will be $153.90 times 4 is $615.60. In box number 2, we will place Jack's lawn care income, which is $70 weekly, times 4 is $280. Then we will start with his monthly expenses. Car insurance, $125, cell phone, $65, listed in the boxes that correspond. Then we have to take our other 3 figures, gas at $32, Starbucks, $20, and lunch at $40 and multiply each figure by 4 to get the monthly expense. And don't forget, when we are categorizing, we want to add the 2 figures for coffee and dining out. That figure goes into the same dining out box. The total will be $240. Just a few more steps and we're almost done. Now that we have recorded his income and expenses, let's take a look and see how he is doing. We're going to add his monthly income and record on the bottom, add his monthly expenses and record those figures on the bottom. Then we are going to minus the expenses from the income and get a total. Let's take a look together at the completed budget. So we know that his total income was $895.60, and his total expenses for the month are $558. Now we will deduct those figures and get his leftover income of $337.60. Now we're going to be talking about if Jack is able to meet his goal. So taking a look at the budget, does it look like he's able to save $250 each month? Absolutely. Looks like he's starting off pretty good. How much will he have in the bank by the end of November? So let's remember, he is going to be working for 7 months. So we are going to take $250 and times it by 7 months. That total is going to be $1,750. How much discretionary money does Jack have left per week if he meets his monthly savings goal? So monthly, he has $87.60. But let's not forget, we have to divide it by 4. And then we know that he will have $21.90 a week discretionary money. Does that sound like a budget that Jack can live with? I mean, as a student living at home, it's not that bad at all, considering he has made sure to list all of his expenses. He's able to pay all of his bills, get his coffee, still go out to eat. Now, when he gets a bit older and maybe has a home or children to care for, he is going to want a bigger buffer for things that you can't always plan for. But at this stage of life, he's looking pretty good. Now that we've done the budget for Jack, let's see how he can use the information to his advantage. We're going to put that budget to work. So once you figure out how much money you're spending and where you're spending it, you can minimize unnecessary spending. This knowledge is going to help you gain a better understanding of your financial position. The next steps are very important. By making just a few simple adjustments, now you'll have lasting benefits for your future. Let's see how we can make his budget even better. So we're going to start by reducing spending items that you don't need. For example, does he need that $5 coffee every morning? Could you make do with a smaller, older car? Should you select a less expensive pair of shoes, sweater, or jeans? Can you find the similar item at a discount store? These are types of choices that are very personal to you, so there is no right or wrong answer. But putting the information in a budget, this can help you figure out your priorities and bring to light options for saving money. Is there anything that Jack can do to decrease his spending? So obviously, if he stops dining out, reduces his gas, maybe takes the bus to school a few days a week, if he shops for a less expensive phone plan, there are many things that he can do to cut back on to have a little extra money to put away in his savings if he chooses. One way to reach your goals quicker is to increase your income. Sometimes that's possible, and sometimes it's not. Is there anything that Jack could do to increase his income? I think he can ask for more hours or pick up hours at the Super Scoop shop. He could look for another lawn job in his neighborhood. Maybe he's got a nice set of collection of nice Nike sneakers that he might be able to sell online and make some money off of. What about free money? Do you know that you can make free money just for saving your money? There are a few products out there that reward you for being savvy. Let's take a look at savings accounts and some of the features that can help you meet your goals. Automatic savings is a great option that banks offer to help you towards your goal. Opening a checking account and savings account, you're able to link the two accounts and set up an automatic transfer. This means that you don't have to remember to put your money to the side. You want to be sure the amount that you are transferring is an affordable fixed amount so it doesn't jeopardize your budget. When Jack found out he got the job, he and his dad went to the local community bank and Jack opened his own student checking and savings account. When they were speaking to the banker, Jack mentioned that his goal was to save at least $250 every month. The banker explained that the best option would be to set aside the money on a weekly basis when he got paid, utilizing the automatic savings feature. Jack and his father both agreed this would be a seamless way to ensure he was meeting his goals. The banker then assisted him by setting up an automatic transfer of $62.50 weekly from his checking to his savings. That will occur every Friday when he gets paid. Now that we've helped Jack get on his path to financial wellness, let's take a look at some helpful information that will help all of us have a healthy financial future. Along with the adulthood comes the accumulation of debt. Credit cards, student loans, car payments, and mortgages are all common types of debt. All debt is not bad and can be an important part of building your financial future because they build a credit history. However, one must exercise conscious care when obtaining and using them. Yes, there is a difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt is borrowing money to purchase an item that will hopefully increase in time. Examples are purchasing a home or investment real estate, buying a good education, and opening your very own business. Bad debt is when you use credit to purchase indulgences such as vacations, going out to dinner, spa days, tickets to ball games or concerts. These items may be fun in the moment, but most likely will not bring any increase in future value. While building credit is very important to choose and use your credit wisely, there's also a nice video that we have attached. You can take a look at this in your participant's guide. It has a lot of good helpful tools. Once you have taken on debt, you should look for ways to make your debt less expensive during the paydown phase. For example, if you have credit card debt, you can look for other credit cards offers that have a 0% annual percentage rate. After college, you can look into refinancing your student loans to reduce the amount you pay in interest charges and accelerate your debt payoff plan. To build a healthy financial future, now is a great time to start. You are never too young or old to set goals. It is truly up to you. Your ability and desire to save money is the only thing stopping you. But the first step towards that bright future is spending less than you earn. This point may seem pretty obvious, but it's also frequently overlooked or ignored because it's easier said than done. So just like Jack, even if your budget doesn't have much wiggle room, there are multiple ways to save money. You just have to take the time to do your research and follow your plan. Now we're going to talk about everyone's favorite topic, taxes. Nobody likes paying taxes, but they're an important aspect of any financial plan. Even if you don't make much money, you might be surprised to learn how certain tax strategies and decisions you can make will affect your finances both today and your future. Let's go back to Jack and see what he can do. What was the amount of taxes taken out of Jack's per paycheck from the Super Scoop ice cream shop? If you don't have it in front of you, the answer is $71.10. As a part-timer, Jack didn't have access to an automatic tax-deferred option. However, once he gets through college or trade school or starts a full-time job, that can change. To help keep more money in your pocket, you can minimize the impact of taxes and keep you moving towards your financial goals. Tax planning includes taking advantage of all the deductions and tax credits you're eligible for and maximizing contributions to tax advantage accounts, such as an employer's 401k plan, an IRA, or a health savings account, as often as possible. There's still more that we can do. Shop smart and live frugally. Plan weekly menus and meal prepping around inexpensive, nutritious foods, and draw your shopping list directly from these menus. Try to avoid running to the store multiple times a week by designating one day a week as shopping day. When that day rolls around, take your list to a local discount market and stick to the list. Use coupons to redeem at grocery stores, drugstores, restaurants, and more. Shop for clothes, furniture, and toys at garage sale, thrift stores, vintage shops. Attempt to spend money only when it's really necessary. For example, use your local library to stream ebooks or live music, movies, and other complimentary services that your library has to offer. Let's look at Jack again and see how we can help him. So, how much money does Jack spend on dining out weekly? It's $60 a week that he spends right now. If we do it monthly, it's $240. What could he do to reduce that expenditure? Let's say Jack has got the savings bug and he decided to eliminate dining out altogether. How much extra money could he be putting into a savings account on a weekly basis? $60 a week. So on a monthly basis, that's an extra $240 in his pocket. How much money would he have in his savings account by December if he changed his habits before his first paycheck? Originally, he was saving just $1,750. But if we add the 1,680 by eliminating those expenses by not eating out, he will have $3,430 plus interest just by eliminating that bad habit. This may sound like an oxymoron, but there are many ways to save money by spending some. So for example, you really should take your car for scheduled maintenance, an oil change, make sure they take a look at your other fluids and hoses and belts. Make sure your 6-month dental cleaning and checkup is completed. These may be painful to your pocket initially, but putting off maintenance, whether it's on items you own or your own health, these simple steps can save money in the long run. If you go to your dentist first, they'll find that cavity a little bit sooner than if you waited, and it'll be more expensive to fix the worse it gets. Below are some quick guidelines to get you started with a budget that works and helps you on your way to a healthy, wealthy financial future. Keep it simple. Be sure to record all of your expenses, but don't go overboard with breaking everything down into micro categories. The big picture will present itself after a few months of vigilant recording. Make it real. If you are spending $240 per month on dining out and you scheduled 3 outings with your friends during the next month, you cannot budget zero for dining out during that month. If you do, you will be setting yourself up for failure. A budget is designed to encourage and empower you. We have to sort out the needs versus the wants. Do you really need a new car? Do you need the most up-to-date phone? Do you need to have that designer sweater or shoes? Yes, you do need a vehicle and a communication device and clothing, but how much can you save if you get what is adequate versus the latest and greatest? Regular check ins. It's important to review your budget often to ensure that you are on the right path. If you are within your budget, pat yourself on the back and then share the great news with family or friends. If you are not within your budget, drill down and find out why. Did you underestimate an expense? Did you overestimate an area of savings? Or did you just let that money slip through your fingers? If so, this is great news because you can fix it next week, next month. You can do it. The knowledge is the power if you use the knowledge wisely. You can figure out where you got sidetracked and avoid that pitfall going forward. So today we used a classic budget to demonstrate the power of knowing where your money is going, and to give you the power to control it once you have the facts. A lot of people think of budgets and automatically envision spreadsheets with line items, similar to what we did for Jack today. However, there are many budgeting options available to you online. Just be mindful of the potential costs. For example, some give a free trial period with a high monthly or annual cost after. Your budget doesn't have to be a plane of giving up the things that you need or want. You can allow yourself a little bit of leeway within the context of your overall budget. In fact, if you don't like the word budgeting, then replace it with the term financial plan or roadmap to sort out how you're going to spend, save, and manage your money. Budgeting is not a difficult thing to set up, but sometimes it's difficult to remember why you created and are sticking to a budget. You can start by recording the dollar amount you want in the bank on the top of every monthly budget that you complete. Have it on the sideline. I want to save $10,000 in the bank before I'm 25. When you start filling up the savings account, deduct it to have a visual of your accomplishments. Even if it's only $50, $100, or $200 gain, it's still a gain. Another motivator is to think about all of the things that you can do once you have enough money saved up. With money in the bank and control over your spending, you'll have cash on hand for emergencies, money for your next vacation, extra funds if you happen to find out about a great sale, and the chance at a well-funded retirement. Having a clear vision for what financial freedom would mean for you, this will help you stick to your budget when it is difficult. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our presentation, and please be on the lookout for other presentations coming soon to our library.